Hey guys, hey guys, what's going on? It's Rick with Rick's Toy Room. Duke's in the back, Jack's on the side. I wanted to do a follow-up to yesterday's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive video that I posted. So if you read in my description, I did get a couple things wrong with the video. Obviously, the fact that they're only doing 6 Batmobiles, not 8. How Comic-Con is actually in July, not June. But that's neither here nor there. I'm telling you right now, if I could pick lotto numbers the way I call my collectible history, I would be a millionaire by now. So no sooner did I actually post yesterday's video that about half hour later I get an email from Mattel with links to all of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that they are selling. So I will post that in the description so you guys have links to it. The countdown's up. I think it's like 30-day countdown right now. They are doing $50 for the 6 Batmobiles, limit of 2 per customer, 3 per customer. I'll look at it after. They are doing the Little People 3 per customer limit. They have a Jimmy Buffett being carried away by the pterodactyls from Jurassic World Domination. They are doing a miniature Barbie house. They are doing... what was it? Oh, the origin story of Too Bad, how they got merged from 2 separate entities into one character, which I thought was really interesting. I know I read it as a kid, but the little comic book that came with Too Bad to talk about their origin story, I don't remember it, so it was actually kind of a cool figure to see for the Masters of the Universe. The photo of the Racerverse Wolverine and Black Spider-Man, I showed you guys in that video. Just a really quick little screen snippet, but those are going to be listed. Yeah, so Mattel is going to put these on their website for sale starting at Comic-Con. I have a love-hate with this, right? Because first off, it is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It is to be released exclusively at San Diego. It was it was one of the benefits of being able to go to Comic-Con, like to get the exclusives. Like, it's what made them worth so much money. But being the fact that I'm not going to get to go this year and I've got a shot at getting those Batmobiles, I'm kind of like, hey, cool, I'm going to get my hands on them. So there's a lot of, like, as a collector, I'm kind of torn because the exclusivity is no longer there. It's not going to make them... Shut up. It's not going to make them any less valuable, I guess. I mean, the whole point of the San Diego exclusives with the San Diego stickers, I mean, that meant something in the collector game historically. Now it's kind of like, okay, well, these were released at San Diego Comic-Con. They are doing a Hot Wheels Star Wars Naboo Starfighter. That looks really cool. The packaging is pristine on that. It's got the scene where Obi-Wan's taking off with the Naboo Starfighter and Qui-Gon is fighting Darth Maul. That looks really cool. Again, I think the packaging on the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives has always been something Mattel has been phenomenal at. I wasn't too impressed with the packaging for the... I'm going to hit this before it goes off again. It pisses me off. I wasn't too impressed with the packaging for the Monster High doll that they have, the Barbie Dreamhouse, whatever. The Too Bad packaging is pretty cool. It's a split window with the 2 characters on each side with the little mirror that combines them in the middle. Like I said, the Naboo Starfighter packaging is really, really cool. The Batman anthology for the Hot Wheels was really cool. It's totally laid out, the background picture of each of the Batman with the Hot Wheel inside. The Little People one's cool. Like, all the Batman are kind of like on a stage inside the Batcave. You guys are going to have to check those out. Those are really, really sweet. So yeah, that is the update from the San Diego Comic-Con video. Now, what I want to get into, or what I originally meant this video to be about, is my complete and utter disdain for Etsy. So, as of recently, like, I've done sales on eBay, Mercari. I haven't sold anything through Amazon because I know they're like a huge drawn out process. It's kind of a nightmare. And I know that their customer care has zero, like, cares. If someone just doesn't like it because they don't like it, you're getting it back. But I always heard, Etsy was kind of the place to go to make and sell handmade crafts, right? My cousin's done it for a while. A lot of people have done it. Like, I've shopped on Etsy a few times. I always thought their prices were a little extravagant. However, after dealing with Etsy, I see why. And I will tell you this right now. The moment the current inventory I have on Etsy sells out and or I get all my money back from them that they owe me for my sales, I'm closing my account. So let's go over why I'm saying this right now. First and foremost, as a new seller now, Etsy has a 20-day hold on any money you receive from items you sell. So that means if I sold an item May 30th, Etsy's going to hold that money until June 20th before they even consider giving me a payout. The 20-day hold. Now, what I found out through deduction, because their customer service is a bunch of offshore, underpaid, unfortunately undertrained people, this 20-day hold actually applies to every single item you sell as a new seller. But what they don't tell you is how long that hold goes for. Okay, so that means I could be on the 20-day hold forever. Like, maybe their customer service said it could be from 0 to 180 days, and they don't know the determining factors of what considers holding your money. I'm going to guess it's going to go a lot more with the rating, like how fast you ship your products, etc. And obviously volume. Like if you're making them a shit ton of money, they're going to want you to get your money to keep going. But if you're someone like me that's just starting and building your following, you're not making them any money and they don't care and they're just going to screw you. So let's go through what I'm running through right now. Again, open my Etsy store probably middle of May. They charge you $15 just to open the account. Make sure you're legit, right? Okay, cool. I'll bite. You're a smaller platform. You need to make your money. I'm not akin to understanding small business, so we're, trying to at least cover cost. Paid the money, opened the store, get the store open, made my first sale on May 30th. The product was sold for $12. Now, by the time they take their fees, their fees are pretty much on par with eBay, Mercari, PayPal. So, 3.5%, 30-cent transaction fee, cool. They had all kinds of added fees onto it. So this item sold for $12. I think my payout for this item, after they charged all the fees, after they took out the shipping, which the buyer paid, and I made a little bit on shipping, so they taxed that, of course. I want to say my payout on that item was like $7 or $8. So only, 3/4 of the payment? Okay, cool. Well, Etsy, not only will they hold your payment, but they have a threshold that you need to meet for them to pay you out. So that threshold is $25 minimum payout, or they're not even going to transfer your money, which makes no sense to me because they're not being charged fees to transfer money. They're just not. So why they're charging us to recoup those is stupid, or why they're holding a limit. But okay, so my item sold on May 30th. The 20 days expired on June 20th. The payment, so I've set the payments. You can do daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. They basically set that up so that you can hit your minimum threshold, because if you don't hit the minimum threshold and you request a payout, if you have money available, they're going to charge you a fee. I'm not going to give them another $2 to transfer me $8 on a $12 sale. That just makes no sense. So I've set it up for weekly, figuring, okay, I'll make a few extra sales between when I made my first sale on the 30th to payout date, which I did. I've made just about net profit $60. So there's like $60.91 in my account right now. And okay, so I've got $60. Contacted customer service last night. I was like, hey, look, I'm past the 20-day threshold. What's going on? They're like, oh, well, you've selected weekly payouts. We only do those every Monday. Okay, well, it's Sunday. I got to wait till tomorrow. That's fair. Am I going to receive all my payout? I have $60 in my account. I've made your 20-day threshold. Are we good? They have no idea. Couldn't answer the question. Completely skipped it. Either they didn't understand it. Whatever the translation problem was, they just didn't answer the question. So I wake up this morning, check my bank account. No money. What the fuck is going on? Okay. So get back on the phone with customer care, chat. And again, I'm talking to someone offshore. And you can tell when you're talking to someone offshore in a chat, there are very particular words they use to replace English words based on the translation, right? And working with a completely offshore team, I understand the nuances. Living in India for 6 months, I understand the nuances. I can tell when I'm talking to someone that's not named Brandon. Just saying. Talking to this person, and I don't even say a gentleman because they just give people names over there. Talking to this person, and I'm like, hey, where's my money? They're like, oh, well, you didn't reach your threshold. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's $60 in the account. Well, yeah, but that's throughout all your sales, and the only one that cleared was $12. Okay, so after actually getting someone to talk to me and tell me why I don't have my money, I find out that it is a $20 hold or 20-day hold per sale. Okay, so what you're telling me is, as a new seller, if I made a month's worth of sales, it's potential, especially if they're spread out, a week at a time or whatever, that I could be up to 9 months before I see any of my money. Or all of it for that matter, right? And because they hold my payment, my current payment of the item I sold on the 30th will now roll over to money of the item I sold a week or two later. If the two combined don't equal $25, they won't pay it out. It's going to roll over to the next item. And until I finally hit a point where I'm past the 20-day threshold and I've made my 20-day window and have made the threshold. That is bullshit. Yeah, I'm sorry, but no other company does that. I mean, granted, eBay has a 30-day payout window now, but it is your account needs to be open for 30 days. Once your account's open for 30 days, if I sold an item on day 31, I'm going to get my payout. Like, I'll get it the next day if that's what I want it. No. Etsy is very... I don't even know how to explain this or how to say this. I'm just going to say I think their dealings are kind of shady. And part of me can say, well, maybe it's to keep, account turnover down, right? They don't want people to use the platform, withhold their money for $2. People just dip. So they hold your money for basically whenever they can to keep you as a seller and hope that you're going to keep using their platform. That's not going to be me. I've got, I think, 6 or 7 items listed on their platform. I'm not going to add any more. I'm not going to pay their listing fees out of pocket up front. I'm not going to deal with this nonsense where they're going to hold my money. Now, if between now and, say, the next item sells, they decide to release all my funds, maybe I'll consider it. But as of right now, I'm not dealing with this 20-day per sale dates, $25 minimum threshold. It's not worth it to me. Like, the money that is currently available from the items that I sold, basically I would say that I probably used an entire roll of filament for the items I've already sold. So that's $25 invested out the window. They're holding $60 in my profit. That's $60 right now as a individual designer, right? If I'm not someone that had a full-time job or whatever, could easily be reinvested into more filament to make more products, to put more products on the website. As of right now, they've basically got me locked into money, and I'm in the hole just to get started. I don't know many newcomers that are going to put up with that have that kind of funds to wait around, dick around. Now, yeah, it's $60, big whoop. Like, I spend more than that on a cigar. Done that before. I spend more than that on my whiskey. But it's the principle of the fact that as a new customer, you're going to, as a new seller, who is, again, and this is the argument I've had about eBay for the last probably 5 years, as a seller, I'm the person paying your salary. I'm the person keeping your accounts and keeping your business afloat, right? Because as the seller, I'm the one that pays all those fees. Your buyers aren't paying fees. For you to get people to come to your site to buy product, you have to have sellers selling product. And those sellers need to be getting their money so that they can reinvest, rebuild, so you can get your money. It's how it works. It's how this entire ecosystem is built. Now, honestly, at this current way of doing business, their business model is on a house of cards because you're not going to continue to get new sellers. Now, you may have a few old sellers that are doing significant amount of product consistently and are past their thresholds and just doing tons and tons of business for some weird, unique item. Sooner or later, that is going to slow down. Those people are either going to have to evolve, they're going to stop. Whatever the deal is, you don't have an entire base of people that have print farms in their house or just this is all they're doing is manufacturing on Etsy. Now, yes, there are. I get that. There are tons of people that are making a living just selling on Etsy because they have print farms of items that people are buying on a consistent basis. But that adds no growth value to your bottom line. Like, if the idea is to make as much money as possible as a company that should be competing with eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, you really need to make it easier for new people to get on board, make money, and to sell. Now, I'm sure that Etsy is fighting an uphill battle with a lot of fraud and people that scam, etc. No different than any other marketplace. Scammers are going to scam. You're not going to ever beat them. But hurting the people that are trying to use you as a new platform, never going to help. I mean, let's face it. Whatnot pretty much came and gone. Like, I have not seen listings for Whatnot postings in a while. I know some guys that sell comics and were doing a pretty decent job of holding weekly Whatnots and selling their books. But they, similar, had a situation where they didn't pay out on a timely fashion. Now, these guys that were doing Whatnot auctions, these guys were full-fledged comic book stores that had rent due to pay for the comics. They had to pay their vendors for those comics that were sold. They had people to pay. They had employees. They're not going to wait 60 to 90 days for their money. That's why Whatnot pretty much dropped off the face of the earth. I understand that Etsy's been doing it for a while because you have a lot of grannies and, stay-at-home moms that they're just doing it for side income. So if they wait 90 days, good to go. I'm not waiting 90 days. I have other platforms. I will sell my product on other platforms. I will move these to eBay. I will move these to Mercari. I will move these product. Like, that's not a question. Yeah. So that's just my rant. I went a little long on this video, and I apologize, sort of. But I'm telling you, as a new seller, as a new person getting into 3D printing that wants to find a marketplace, set up a booth at a craft show, because Etsy's not it. I'm just not waiting for them to pay my money when they decide they're going to pay it out, when they do not list their policies, they do not list their payout schedules, they do not list their schedules. Well, if you do weekly, it's on Mondays. If you do monthly, it's on the 30th. That doesn't fly with me. Like, show me when my scheduled payouts are expected. Hey, you sold this day on the 30th. It's going to be 20 days, so June 20th, plus if you're at threshold. Make that up front. Had I seen that up front, there's no way in hell I would have paid them money to open a store. If I'd have realized they were going to hold me for almost, I've had 12, 15 sales, roughly a week apart, 20 days each, 200 days, half a year to get $70? Bro, for $70, I'll go piss on your website and call it a day. Okay? I will go get me a $80 bottle of Jack Daniels. I will drink it top to bottom, and then I will piss it all out on you for $70 because it's not worth my time. And granted, I don't add in my print time. I don't add in my electricity when I price my items. But there are certain principles that I don't mess with. You expect me to list the item, take the photos, describe it, post it for sale. You expect me to meet a turnaround time so that your customers, will come back and see that, hey, this program offers good sellers. Okay, you have high expectations of how soon I deliver a product, and that product meets a certain standard and gets, customer satisfaction. But you're going to tell me you're going to hold my money? Nah, we good, dog. We good. So that's it. That's my rant. That's my stay the hell away from Etsy. I will not use them, just like I will not use Whatnot. Yeah, we're done. That's it. So as soon as my money's paid out from Etsy, I'm closing my account. Don't even worry about trying to find the store. I think I talked about it a couple videos back, but I'm not adding new product to it, so it is what it is. All right, guys, we'll talk to you.